I'm Dr. Ryan DeBell from The Movement Fix. This is Movement Fix Monday, and what I want to talk to you guys about this week is pain on the front of the shoulder that a lot of people have either with hanging from a pull-up bar, doing push-ups, doing dips, and I'm going to show you guys a way to kind of look at how the person is using their shoulder, and then I'm going to show you a drill that you can use to help use your shoulder better and in a stronger way. You know, a lot of times when people have pain, they assume that it is because they need to roll on it or they need to stretch it. But a lot of times they have to strengthen around the area and use the joint better rather than just cranking on it in a certain direction. So I have to talk to you guys about a thing called joint centration. So when we talk about the shoulder, we can think of the shoulder as being a ball and socket joint. So this would be your arm. So it'd be like this, and then there's the socket of the shoulder joint like this. And so these two bones meet up and they make a joint, and we call it the shoulder joint. And centration is, if you plug in like this, you have optimal bony alignment and you sort of have the best muscular contraction across the joint. And so you can have centration in a position like this, you can have centration in a position like this, or back more, etc. So any place that your arm can go, there is an alignment that's the best or optimal bony alignment with the best muscular contraction around it. And so what we can look at is anytime someone uses their shoulder, if they kind of decentrate or go out of that optimal position, they are no longer muscularly supporting the joint as well as they could. They may be relying on the passive connective tissue, like the capsule of the joint, ligaments, etc., to hold their joint in that position. One of the ways and positions that I look at this in is the first couple steps of the Turkish get-up. And so I'm going to roll my sleeve up so you guys can see my shoulder as I do this. And so if I start down on the ground like this, you know, at the bottom beginning stage of a Turkish get-up, what I'll do is I'll have someone go into the second position, which is up onto the forearm like this. And someone who doesn't hold a centrated shoulder here, you can see that this is pretty much vertical. And what a lot of people will do is they'll go like this. They'll land here, and it puts a ton of stress on the front of the shoulder. And this is sort of how they hold their body weight all the time. They have this decentrated or kind of anterior shoulder, and then it overstresses this, and this becomes painful. Rather than centrating it and using your muscles to hold you here, there is no longer as much stress on the front. You're using your muscles to reposition the joint to better hold it in a position that isn't going to aggravate it. And so what I have this person do a lot of times as a drill is I have them go from their decentrated. You know, some people ride here, some people go here. You just don't know what people are going to do until you look at it. So you have to assess it. But you want them to pull this back and then push away from their ear, so to speak, until they get into an alignment like this. So that may be, they may need to drill it by going from here to here repetitively, or from here to here repetitively. Whatever it takes for them to get in that position is what I want them to do. The next step in the Turkish get-up is to go up into the sitting position. And again, a lot of people, I look at what their default is. I don't tell them what to do. I just say, go up on your hand in the seated position, and I see how do they use their body. A lot of these people will be here. And it's no surprise they have pain on the front of the shoulder. Stretching this isn't going to fix this. Rolling this isn't going to fix this. Repositioning and supporting yourself is going to be the thing that will help this person a lot of the times. And so if they're here, then they need to work on going like this and be comfortable and appreciate that this is the joint position that they need to be in until this becomes comfortable and it becomes their default. Same thing, if they're here, they have to work on rolling and pushing away. Rolling and pushing away and being here and appreciating that feeling. And so we can go back and forth from here and landing in the centrated position versus landing here and then finding it and trying to keep that as you transition from one to another. So can you stay in a not dump forward position like this? And then we can work on going from here again, pulling right up into the centrated position is ultimately my goal, because a lot of times what people will do is this. They'll come up and they'll pull here and then they'll be like, oh yeah, I gotta go there. But I don't want that. I want them to pull up right into it and then be able to transition right into it. So that's kind of how I look for it and what I do step by step in those first two positions of the Turkish get-up. And as someone becomes better at it, I can start adding weight into the top hand, but until they can do it and appreciate what joint centration is, see, I'm not centrated right there. I gotta centrate myself. And so until they can appreciate what that is without weight, I'm not gonna add weight. But that is a way to get people to understand how to actively hold their joint rather than just hanging on it. So that's this week's Movement Fix Monday. Another time coming up in a few weeks, we're going to look at how to centrate the upper arm, so make sure to watch out for that. Hey, if you don't already follow the Movement Fix on Facebook, go to facebook.com/The Movement Fix. Follow me there. Make sure to follow me on Instagram @The Movement Fix, and I'll see you guys next week.